Okay, welcome to this lecture on the new Flexbox. And the new Flexbox area again is here, and we're kind of going right now. We're going over this Flexbox Part 3 main project, Spring 2023, and starting files. So ultimately, what we want to do is this is called, we're creating kind of a holy grail. And we'll get to that in a moment. So the starting files have no CSS. We're going to put that in ourselves. It does have images to use later. And it has very little JavaScript. It has no JavaScript right now. So we're not going to do anything with JavaScript. Now, I think we the lecture that this goes with is this, and that's in Canvas as well. And it kind of goes step by step. We're creating a hero section of sorts, or a holy grail actually. Hero, also known as a holy grail, which is a kind of it's just a way of laying out a website, basically a front page actually. And we're going step by step. That's what we're doing right now. Here's some code. You can follow along with the code, and you can do it. And this is what we're going to end up with today at the end of the lecture. Okay. So the first thing actually is you want to do is download I'm doing this in both Visual Code and Sublime. You don't have to do that, but I pull from newer code, and I bring it in, and I do this and that. And so if you want to have both coding tools up when you learn this, and you can kind of go, let's go back here. You download Holy Grail, finish and starting files, and you pull from Holy Grail and bring it over to starting files. You can learn that way. When you got Holy Grail finished, you can open up header, and then open up header in Sublime and bring it into Visual Code. It's just a way of learning and getting deeper into Flexbox. That is how I recommend you do it. For now, let's start. So what I did I downloaded Lorem, and that fills Lorem Ipsum fills text up. It feels like it's like a to fill it up, and you can put your own content in later, basically. So that's a way of structuring it. So let's get going. All right, I'm gonna go open starting files. Here we are. Okay. So the body, you'll recognize everything. Style, nothing new. CSS/style CSS, that goes to here. And we want body to body. So how this Udemy tutorial kind of breaks it down is very similar to everyone does, but they use just sometimes they use different names for things. Like this is going to be called outer wrap, and div class. Hold on. There it is. And this wraps the entire, that's like a container, and it wraps everything up. Okay. You got a header, and we want to do a class behind that class, and this can equal the site. You either do underscore or dash header, and I have too many of those, and there you go. And you want to put stuff in there. What is in the site header is, let's just do an H1. Actually, tighten it up a bit. Let's do a header. How about an H1? And I want the H1 to actually have a class as well. Class equals. Now let's see. Let's try this. Site title. So H1 class equals site /title. It's really awesome and important to you know, give as much possibility of stylizing as possible. And then we actually want to put header here, and we'll put something more original later. So the H1 class equals site title header, and then I can probably just stop that here. Now, one thing that is really good is to always put notes. And that you can find the CSS will be named site header, and that's just a note. So you can find site header, the CSS for that, and we'll build that CSS in a moment. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we got the header kind of fixed, and we're gonna go div class equals where the main content is, content area. Okay, and we're gonna go, hold on. I think it's broken into main content and sidebar content for now. So we're gonna go, we want to make sure that this is called main class equals main content area. Let's keep doing the double. Okay, main content area. And boom. Okay. And this main content area, you can just say, for now, main content here. And that's a header, obviously. And then let's put some lorem here. I don't know why. I could probably put a little bit more lorem more, and I'm trying to make it look. Here, I'll bring it over a little bit. I mean, it's not pretty. I need to get the prettifier, but you get the idea. So we've got some content in here and in the main content area. So just basic HTML stuff. Okay. And this is between main and main. All right. Obviously, we're going to customize it more, but for now, we're just doing the basics. Div class. Now, this is the sidebar. Bar right, and we do sidebar right, but I could just call it sidebar, but for now I'm just going to do this. So sidebar right, the same kind of thing. Sidebar goes here, put that in here, it's a reminder. One, oh no, I don't want it there, bring it over. H1 sidebar goes here. One thing I have forgotten, I need to save. I need to keep saving. Sidebar right, sidebar goes here. And this will have, I have an H1. This will also have some lorem. Lorem. Just to have some content in there. There it's placeholder is what so there you go. Actually looks nicer. All right, let's bring this up. And does that look okay? All right, I just want to make it look a little nicer. Okay, so you kind of got, I don't even know what this looks like. I should have checked it before. I don't even know if it's working. Let's see. Yeah. And obviously we have to stylize that, and yeah, that's what we got to do there. Why did I put capital here? I'm just being particular. Okay, now I think we have enough here for now. The footer is down below here. We're not going to be really worrying about that right now, or should we? Let's go ahead and put the footer in for later. And I'm just gonna make a note. The footer. Thank you very much. All right. jQuery and JavaScript. We're using the JavaScript library, and that's there for future. So I'm just gonna do footer class. So we'll be stylizing this footer a little bit more, possibly with Flexbox. And then I want this called site footer. So you write very literally what things are. It automatically says footer. And just as a placeholder, I'm reminding myself that this is a footer. I'll just call footer. Make sure it works. Okay, footer, and nope. You know what? I made a mistake. This div needs to be down below. And as a reminder, remember I wrapped everything. This is the outer wrap. So I'm actually going to make sure I remember that. Oops. Outer wrap div. Very important div to remember. And then everything else is JavaScript on the bottom. JavaScript always goes on the bottom, and it's still within body. Okay, so now let's see, what do we do now? Okay. All right, I am going to copy and paste all of this and then explain what it is. I'm making a note that this is all the basic CSS. All right, you got the body, you got the button, input text area, color is black, font family, I'm going to use ASAP, and this. Let me just make sure that ASAP is in here. ASAP is brought in by CDN Google Fonts. We also have Font Awesome icons, and Font Awesome is the most popular way of grabbing those SVG icons. So eventually that'll be in. So we're going to start with that. Now, nothing that totally different from what you know. The only thing that you need to know is that I just have laying down some of the basics, including the background color of the body. And let me see if anything has changed so far. Oops, hold on. I need to save. Let's see if any, making sure that it's, oh, damn. I can't tell because I put, yeah, I can tell. It's changed the font, so it is talking. But I didn't change the background color. So, okay, let's keep going. Style CSS. Now, I do want to have a basic for, oh, what is this? Yeah. All right, I want, this will show header footer, and then, so I just want to, for now, I don't know if I'll keep the background green for the header footer. I just want to kind of break it up so I can kind of tell the difference between the side and the even before I put them on the side. But for now, I'm going to put a background color of blue. So it's just different. So you got the body is white and the green is, the footer is green and the sidebar is white. Let's make sure it works. Save. Open in default browser. Yeah, great. Header and got the side. Remember that we're going to try to push this sidebar over here eventually. And then everything else is white, I guess. All right. For now, I don't know if I want all H1 and P. I definitely want the H1 to be, I'll just put a different color. So this is just basic stuff. I want no margin there. I guess I could have zeroed the margin out in the body, but I'm just going to make sure that. And then no margin in the body is what I did, yes. And no margins. And then all the H1 is red. And I can change that another time. I just want to make sure that it's different. That pops out for now. I may change that because we're just doing the basics. Okay, this is the most important. Oh, why does it do that? Oh my gosh. This is incredibly, this part here is incredibly important. And it is called media inquiry. Okay. So here, let me do this real quick. And we start with that, and I want to make a note that this is to make it responsive, right? When and I'll show you what I mean by that. So when it gets to the when you shrink it, it changes. So what happens actually when it is not shrink, Flexbox happens. When you shrink it, it goes to the default, and I'll show you what this means. So we want to, all right, margin. So just by putting, hold on, I think we do this. Content area, that's where most of the text is. And we want to turn that into flex. And display semicolon flex. And now we're getting into the world of flex. Okay, I know that this is okay, so media screen encompasses, let me make sure that I put, oh yeah, I have to make sure that I put the finishing bracket. So display flex, make sure and see See if anything has changed. I think in order to make it change, I also have to do the flex bar. So yeah, perfect. So flex sidebars now over this way. All right. We're not done. Of course, we have to do more. So we still have to do, we have to also put the sidebar right into flex. Right? Yep. Oh, hold on, sidebar right. It's flex 0. Okay, so that means it doesn't flex beyond 320 pixels. Let's see if that works. Let's see if this is what we got the result we wanted. Yes, we did. Okay. Now, if we bring it in, and we want to play around with this a little bit, and but we bring it in, and then it pops down there. Okay. So that is already where we're starting. It's a little ugly with the different colors, but it's a start. So just so you know, I just reminded myself that I wanted to make sure that you understood that flex, when it's flex, the first 0 indicates that it won't grow. You know, the text has, and what's going on to the left of it has made that shape. It's not going to get any bigger than that. The second 0 is that it won't get any smaller than a specific width, and that is 326. So it won't grow, 0, and it won't go smaller than 326. So it won't expand. And you can kind of tell, like, when you see how I'm widening this, it stays the same width. All right. Okay. And it says, and then that allows it to go down when it becomes, I think this is probably the size of a iPad tablet. And then if we get fancier and do more what you call media queries, you can make it do even different things, like have a different set of what happens when it's an iPhone. But for now, we're just doing it when it gets to the size of a tablet, it pops down there. So, but we're just starting, and hopefully this was helpful.